Something else that's quite new, but we're hoping that it will be utilised really well, is the TXGB booking sort of platform. Now, some of you as accommodation providers and other people may be familiar with other booking platforms. So you've got booking.com and various other ones. So James is here today to tell us a little bit about TXGB, how you could use it, whether, you know, in whatever format it can be used for a multitude of things. And even now, if your business is closed, but you wanted to say, I don't know, do afternoon teas or something like that, various things. James will explain to you how we can utilise this system and really get the best out of it. So James, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself and TXGB and what it can do.
Yeah, certainly. So I'm James, I'm the director of TXGB, and we've been working in partnership now with Visit England, Visit Britain for approaching a year. We've effectively been rolling out the platform through that period. And I want to really kind of explain to you guys today, you know, what TXGB is, why I think it's relevant, probably now more than ever, and how you can get involved. I think it's really interesting to hear Charlotte talk about next steps, and, you know, once you've gone through the We're Good to Go process and you are good to go, you know, how do we make sure that your business is represented in all the right channels and that you're driving bookings through all the best places? And actually, if you're not used to generating pre-bookings, if that's not something that your business has done before and you don't have the tools and technology to do it, how can, you know, TXGB help you do that? One thing I will say is the We're Good to Go mark is very new. But we'll have the facility to mark the fact that you've passed through the accreditation in the platform as well, and that will distribute to all the channels, so you can update your status in one place as well. So that's another new and exciting benefit that we'll be bringing to the platform. So I've got some slides to run through. I think that gives me a bit of a framework to talk through the benefits. I'll just pull up my screen now and see that this works. Hopefully you can all see that. So really, you know, we're working with members of the tourism industry across various different aspects, working closely with Visit Lincoln as a destination organisation, but recognising that the majority of people on this call will be suppliers of a tourism product or looking to get into supplying a tourism product. So TXGB allows you to diversify the distribution, get more sales, improve cash flow, and support the destination. I think, you know, we really think the role of DMOs and destinations is going to come to the fore through, you know, the rebound campaign, and yeah, we're really keen to support that too. So, as I said, we've been working in partnership with Visit Britain. Our goal is to unlock the full potential of the tourism industry, and that's what we set out to do, recognising that tourism in the UK represents about 10% of GDP, so it's a huge sector, and it's finally got its sort of prominence with the UK sector deal, and we're sort of proud to be part of all the initiatives that have come out of that. Another element of this is to really help destinations conduct smarter marketing, and that's why we want to generate a relationship between industry, destinations, and the consumer. Very practically, what TXGB will allow you to do is it allows you to create bookability on your own website and social channels. So if you're not online, if you're not selling product online and pre-bookable, you can do that very, very quickly and easily through TXGB. We want to be able to integrate your product with any local and national campaigns. There are a number of national campaigns coming through, and I'm sure as Samantha and Charlotte mentioned, Visit Lincoln will be running their own campaigns. We are integrated with Visit Lincoln. Visit Lincoln are what we call a distributor in TXGB, and we're going to be pursuing and working to support Visit Lincoln on how they get that destination campaign up and running. You can then distribute your product more widely. So new, niche and established channels are all in there. So the likes of you know, booking.com and Expedia, if you're an accommodation business, are available. But there are other niche channels as well And particularly, when we look across the entire cross-section of accommodation, attractions, tours and events, what's exciting for me is seeing the new channels come to life and TXGB making that possible. And finally, I think the other key point in terms of what it does is it allows you to manage everything in one place. So, we can get that diary in one place. We make sure that you don't have double bookings as a result. We can end the problems that arise from allocating product in various different areas across all of those different channels. So to put it in a diagram, this is how it works. TXGB is essentially the sort of true centre of the market. That's what we're trying. That's the territory we're trying to occupy. And what we want to do is connect suppliers on one side of the market to consumers on the other side of the market. And in the middle, there are booking systems and different technologies that connect into TXGB, and there are lots and lots of distribution channels. And sat around and on top of that, we think destinations have a role in delivering smart and effective marketing for their area. And TXGB effectively creates this harmony, creates this better market. It's an established model. The concept of an exchange has been up and running in Australia for many years. The technology went into Indonesia about 3 or 4 years ago. And the UK is effectively one of the leading countries around the world that have got the exchange up and running. We're seeing the benefits of that right now. So why are suppliers joining us? And I think this is the really interesting part. We've got about 7,500 suppliers on the platform. We've been live since June last year, so we're approaching our sort of 1 year birthday. In fact, no, we've gone past the 1 year birthday. It's July. So we're excited to be live for around a year. And what we do for businesses who are suppliers is we help them optimize commission costs. So because we've got low commission unique channels in the platform alongside established players, you can find the right mix. You can test and learn as you go, and you can figure out which mix of channels works for you. The direct payment channels that we bring to market, which are completely unique to TXGB and are made possible by the infrastructure that we've put in place, make sure that you're paid directly at point of sale. So you get that cash flow straight away and you get the customer data. We know that it's quite a hot topic in the supply sector around the way that cash is passed from the consumer and the data that is accessed and accessible in a GDPR compliant way. So this builds a really strong relationship with the customer. It also helps support destinations. So these direct payment channels, in a lot of cases, are destinations and DMOs like Visit Lincoln. And we're really passionate about driving them in particular because we think that the data transaction and the way in which we make that destination bookable with lower commissions than usual, and with all of that commission going back into marketing and regenerating the region, it creates a virtuous loop. And there's no other way in which, there's no other scenario in which bookings do that. So we're really proud to be sort of powering that and getting more destinations on board all the time. It's also easy to join. We've got more than 70 ways to connect through various different booking systems and channel managers. And if none of those work for you, there is a way to connect directly. So there is absolutely no barrier to anyone joining. And we have more connections into the platform all the time. We've got lots and lots of concurrent developments to bring them through. And that's how we've managed to get, it's 75 at the moment, systems connected in the last year. It's free to connect, so we don't charge anything until you start to generate bookings. And that's really, really important. One of the core principles that we've got is we want to drive innovation. We want to get people trying new things and trying new routes to market. And so if you can do that in a way that doesn't cost anything until you start generating bookings, we think that's a really fundamental principle. And then finally, it's easy to manage. There's not much to do in TXGB. There's a couple of dashboards where you can check on the orders that are coming through. You can update your business details and enrich your product data if you want to. And of course, you can select the channels that you want to be part of. And we've got some really good feedback from people using the system. We shared Rob's testimonial. Rob's a guy that runs a food tour in Manchester. He's one of the first people on the platform. He was taking he was taking bookings over Christmas and wrote us a nice testimonial, which was nice. So in fact, this week we hit 100 distributors on the platform. So we're really proud to have started to bring more distribution channels to market. There are, like I said, different categories of channel, different types of channel, and I think they all have a role to play in the market. New and niche channels offer something different, and they offer competition to the established players. Destinations, I think, like I said before, have a really key role in promoting and marketing and creating calls to action for their area. And then obviously global OTAs play their role in driving volume and bookability in international markets. We have over 70 booking systems connected, and we've got just a few logos here to show the types of systems that are either connected or connecting. So, we've been connected to RMS Hospitality for a while, Book, and one of the leading systems in the tour space. We're about to start our connection with Guestline, brands like Caterbook that have been established in the market for some time, but have got a completely new product to connect in. So there's lots and lots of different avenues to connect. And we are building that all the time to make life easier for people to connect to us. And then TX Load gives you an option to manage everything in one place. If you don't have a system, or if your system's not connected yet and you want to get into the market and take part in the campaigns, you can use TX Load. And our team will do training and help you in accessing that platform. So how do we get started? It is very, very simple. You could be on TXGB, I think, in under an hour if you were dedicating some time to it. We ask that you claim your business so we know who you are. We have an online wizard, so the process can be done entirely online and self-served. So you can go through it, connect all the, answer all the questions, and set up all the relevant details. And of course, as soon as you're connected, the channels are available. You can get your own bookable links, so your own direct payment channel of your own onto Facebook, onto your website immediately, and you can opt into various channels immediately as well. And what I must stress is, our team are here to help. We're under immense demand right now, as you might expect. We do have a helpline. We do have a support team that will help you through. We can arrange with Visit Lincoln routes and avenues to help specifically if we wanted to arrange, I don't know, additional webinars or maybe even one-to-ones with individual businesses that want help accessing the platform. There's a range of different things that we can do to help you. Just let us know what you need, and we're here to help.
Thanks, James. I think it's a really interesting platform, and I know that Charlotte and myself have been talking to lots of partners about this, and I think that, like you said at the beginning, even more so, there's a need for this, and actually there's a way that you can use this to almost track and trace people. So maybe as a restaurant owner, you could ask people to, have set times, couldn't you, James? Am I right in thinking that? And that would be...
Yeah, so I think that's a really key thing that's come out of this last few months, the transformation from traditional business to pre-book. So to pre-book, to know who that customer is and have contact details for them, I think is really, really important. And I think whatever type of business you are, there is potential for a pre-book model that helps you manage demand. I think, one of the challenges we can see is understanding what your demand is going to be like and how you then make sure you staff on that particular day for that demand. And the best way to do that is through pre-booking, so that you've got an accurate view of what demand you're going to have that day. Pre-booking also means that maybe you sort of start to fix down the product. So if you're a restaurant, maybe you do a fixed menu with a pre-book and time slots, so that you know exactly what you're delivering on that day. So I think that there's ways in which TXGB can help with that, because the TX Load tool allows you to create those bookable slots. It gives you the ability to generate a digital ticket that you can validate with people when they come through the door. And they can pay in advance as well, so you know that you've got that cash flow and you can afford to pay those people to deliver the service. I think that's really, really critical right now.
Yeah, and I think as well the fact that in terms of commission, the money is actually coming back into Lincoln, which is vital for our economy, and is I think is a really big plus point. We're all here to help each other, and I think the fact that we can give something back into our own sort of business economy here is vital.
Absolutely. I think creating that virtuous loop, so that we make sure that any commission paid is doing the best it can for the area. I mean, ultimately, all businesses in the area benefit from the destination doing well. We've seen actually in some other, I was speaking to one of our global partners a couple of hours ago, and they were saying that in places like Spain, a lot of the local businesses are really banding together to support the destination. I don't think they have the same benefit of DMOs that we do in this country, and it's interesting to see those things happen organically. I think we have the ability to do that in an organised way with the likes of Visit Lincoln. So yeah, really, really proud to be able to support that and help, maximise the money that goes back into the area, but minimise commission costs. We don't want suppliers to be paying high commissions. We want it to be a fair market, a competitive market, and TXGB helps create that.
Good. I don't know if anyone's got any quick questions on this while we've got James with us today. Has anyone got a question? Yeah, I can hear you, Josh.
Hello. Hi, James. Thanks for that. So how does your commission work is my first question. And is it charged on top of our normal ticketing provider costs? So we're with DigiTickets, so would we pay their commission as well as yours?
Yeah, so DigiTickets are actually a booking system that are basically in pilot right now. So their connection is built, and we're working actually with their channel manager solution, Experience Bank. I don't know if you've had anything to do with Experience Bank. Yeah, I mean, ultimately there are various commissions to take into account, or various fees to take into account around cost of sale. Our fee is combined with the channel costs. So there is the three costs to consider are: one, there is usually a credit card transaction fee. That's with any direct payment, you'll pay something on your credit card, usually about 1.5%. That's through Stripe. That's obviously a completely separate business to us. TXGB itself charges 2.5% for all transactions through the platform. So if you're generating a direct booking through TXGB, you'd pay 2.5%. If you're generating a transaction through any of the channels, depending on their commission structure, you'll pay their commission. But one of the unique things is that where we've got the direct payment channels, the customer payment goes straight to you and the commission is charged after the fact. So rather than how it works with, say, I don't know, TripAdvisor or if you're an accommodation provider, say Expedia, that they will hold the cash and they will hold the customer until that customer fulfills that order, which is an established model and works really well. There's nothing wrong with that. But to offer a different alternative, the direct payment route does work really, really well, and it means that you get all of the consumer funding straight away and the commission is charged after the fact.
Okay. My other question was about integration with EPOS, but if it goes via the DigiTickets portal, then it would work with our EPOS anyway, so that's not really a question now.
With the pandemic, we are actually looking at different EPOS providers. We can see that actually EPOS integrations might be something that comes to the fore. So, large players in the UK like EPOS Now and the likes, we are pursuing those avenues. But yeah, whatever systems you're using, we're more than happy to discuss it and let you know where we are in discussions. We've done research that gives us about a list of about 900 in the UK to connect. So we are, less than 10% of the way through our journey on that front. But we do want to connect up as much as is physically possible.
I think that would be good. That might be a barrier to us looking at it, because if we're paying your commission, DigiTickets fee, some money to Stripe, before we actually get that customer, our cost to acquire them is quite high, particularly with what we're coming back to market with now. We've had to reduce the price because we've reduced the offer because we can't open everything. I would be just concerned about losing too much margin, but if you could I appreciate it's not going to happen before the 4th of July, but if you could directly integrate with our EPOS system, that would be a massive benefit for us. I'm happy for DigiTickets not to win there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the avenues is, obviously TX Load is a completely free product as part of TXGB. So TX Load allows you to add digital tickets into and accommodation into the platform. So that is a streamlined way of making sure that there are no other costs involved. But obviously that doesn't work for everybody, and we want to make sure that we enable businesses to operate in the most efficient and productive way.
Thank you, Mitch.
We've got a couple more questions. One from Nikki, just to confirm that you can use TXGB for click and collect and table bookings also.
Yeah, so the way that works is, obviously if you think about what you're actually selling there, you've got a ticketed product. It's a time sensitive ticketed product. So say you have say you're doing afternoon teas by collection, and you wanted people to collect at a certain point in time, and it's a fixed price product that's bookable in advance. You can absolutely do that sort of thing. That to us is kind of an experience really that you're selling. It might be something that you would usually do in your own venue, but if people are just coming and collecting that, then yeah, it works just like any other kind of ticket.
That's brilliant.
Any others, Jess?
So could you have menu items so they have a select from a list and then pay before they come to eat?
Yeah, so if you think about what you need what's classed as a bookable product. And a bookable product is something that is defined. It's got a price, it's got usually a time slot allocated to it, and it's a defined thing. TXGB is not designed to create like very variable products. So we've had a lot of discussions a good example is we've had a lot of discussions in the transport sector. And transport can be quite bespoke to which point from A to B you're wanting to travel to. So where we've had most traction in transport is with really predefined products like airport transfers and that sort of thing. So if it's a defined product that's bookable, then yes. And that's where I think, for restaurants, if you could create, table times that are defined and bookable with a defined menu that you pay in advance, and you can start to generate that that demand and manage the flow of customers as well.
Right. I really appreciate you coming along today, James, and taking time out, because I know you're extremely busy, just like we all are this week. And I know that Charlotte and myself have been speaking to quite a few partners about this, and there's interest in it. So if you want some more information, James, if you could forward and circulate perhaps those slides you've got that are a really great way of talking people through it, that'd be fantastic. And more than happy, Charlotte, aren't we, to discuss this further with partners. And if you've got any more questions, I'm happy to email them over. And I think maybe in the future, looking forward, it would be a good idea if we can get you back, James, and we can do a little bit of a coaching session in how to get started and what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. More than happy to help. And we've got a whole team at TXGB that are geared up and ready to help businesses get online and get bookable. So by all means, get in touch, and we'll like I say, we're under demand at the moment because everybody wants to be bookable, but we are coping and we will help everybody.
I think if I can just add in here, I think online bookability is absolutely key, not just now but for the future as well. I think feedback we have from a lot of businesses is that setting up the systems and buying into the software is actually a barrier to growth. So a platform like this allows businesses to very quickly and effectively set it up quickly. And I think also, yes, we've got an immediate demand now in terms of servicing customers and customers we want to welcome back, but also TXGB and the platform that it offers is actually a really good model to adopt in business after COVID as well, because it gives you all the analytics you need. It allows you to keep regularly in touch with the people who have booked, and if there's any track or trace issues that we need to pick up as business owners, we've got, you know, we've preempted that by actually managing business in a new way. So thanks ever so much for coming on and talking to us about it, and I'm really hopeful that we can bring it to some businesses across Lincolnshire to help them in this challenging time. Thank you.
No problem.